with a name called The Return of the Sinister Stakes. This game should have been a sequel, yet this is, I have to say, is not was the only Spider-Man game that I have ever played on the NES, and we'll be fighting Electron on our first fight. Now, as you can see, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is running around and throwing punches as if this was I need to say, awkward version of Double Dragons. You can say it looks like Contra, and I have nothing to say because besides of jumping and flipping around like the characters in Contra, and instead of lasing shooting bullets, you have kicks being shot out. You do not really look and behave like Spider-Man. And the other complaint I have to say is the background color. Now, Spider-Man is supposed to be red and blue, that is fine. But on the other hand, should the background be, let's say, less red unless we want, let's say, camouflage Spider-Man? And how come all my opponents are red in color? Anyway, this looks better. Anyway, Spider-Man is the, let's say, flagship character of Marvel. And sadly, this was a time where Marvel actually didn't do very well if compared to DC. Well, DC did have Tim Burton to, let's say, remastered Batman, and it eventually become a pathway of what DC should be going. Marvel at that time actually do not have an idea of what to do with the characters. This is actually quite, let's say, serious for it comes to Spider-Man, this character, who was kind of a waste. As you see, Spider-Man is an easily developed character. He's a friendly neighborhood hero. He actually has a good story, which I can say Tim Burton borrowed from Spider-Man's tragic past, where his uncle was killed by, let's say, a robber or a thief, depends on how you look at it. For me, it's a carjacker. And Spider-Man had a chance to stop it, but yet he didn't. And after that, he is going to, let's say, spend his power to, let's say, deal with these criminals and, let's say, bad organization. At present, he is fighting Electron, and you can see most of the weapons that, or let's say, way of fighting that he has is punches, and he really cannot jump that high. Now some will ask, hey, I'm Spider-Man, why won't I crawl on the wall, hide on the side and shoot him with my, let's say, webs, my spider webs? Now here's the matter, actually I don't think you can, let's say, do much wall climbing. And now we are fighting with, as you can see, a pantless Sandman. Yes, Sandman is not wearing any pants. As if he was an odd version of a Donald Duck, or yeah, Donald Duck character. I think Mickey Mouse wear pants, he doesn't wear shirts. Now, here's an interesting part about Spider-Man. Unlike Joker on the previous game we talked about, who was the arch enemy of Batman, Spider-Man actually has his arch enemy morphs from time to time. And the first, let's say, major foe of Spider-Man was actually Sandman. Now, older, let's say, not gamers, but let's say comic readers will know that, and I eventually found that I was talking to my uncle. And Sandman, as you can see, his ability is driving the sand, let's say, pop him out. That's it. Now, here we are going to fight with Mysterio, which is the most interesting opponent that Spider-Man has. After all, this guy is known as a fishball face, who, let's say, use illusion as his ways to fight. And in the game, actually all of them are illusions. You need to defeat all of mysterious illusions before you, let's say, go to the next round. Now, one thing that definitely make this not Spider-Man, more like Double Dragon, is Spider-Man actually punches his way out, as he was, yeah, a modern day version of Captain America, who, let's say, he's gonna punch all his problems away. And Spider-Man, as I can recall, never punches. He never fights. Maybe he'll throw a kick or foot or two, but most of the way he attacks is he uses his spider webs. Yeah, he uses his spider web to stun, or let's say tie down his opponents, or let's say use his webs to, let's say, pull something and attack his opponents, which is not seen over here, which is what I'm expecting, and I'm sad to say I do not see it. There's no even, as I mentioned before, there's no even decent wall climbing over here. Oh, now we are fighting the Vulture. Now, since we are talking about voucher, I'll just put it directly over here for you guys. And since a voucher actually is linked with shield, I saw a couple of bazooka wearing dudes down there gonna kill me. Now, why do I say so? Because the older voucher actually is not really seen that much either in the comic or animated series, for he is a dull character. And the reason that Disney did right was they made Vulture into a complex character, explain how he was able to fly, he was using a jetpack, and make the Vulture's reason for hating Spider-Man decent. The only reason why we know Vulture was Spider-Man's let's say arch enemy was actually Spider-Man actually, let's say, stopped him a few crimes, and that was it, nothing much. And he was a threat to Spider-Man because Spider-Man was not able to fly and he was able to fly. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So when it comes to animation, or let's say cartoons or even comics, you seldom see Vulture fighting Spider-Man. Vulture doesn't even appear at all. You'll see Rhino even more than Vulture, you get what I mean. And I have no idea is he shitting his pants or dropping bird droppings or dropping grenades. And can anyone? I mean, the older comics people explain me how voucher wings work. I mean, wow, but the modern version was talking about jetpack. Now, this is the when it comes to Spider-Man's arch enemy. For me, it wasn't the Venom, but Hobgoblin. Now, some people will say, why not the Green Goblin? Shouldn't Green Goblin be much more scarier? Yeah, the Green Goblin is scarier and worse for lots of reasons. But Hobgoblin, don't forget who is under the mask. It's Harry Osborn, Peter Parker's best friends. Now imagine your best friend being your arch enemy. How will you feel? You won't feel good. Although, as I mentioned, the game is not very good. You can see the Hobgoblin glider. It looks more like a levitation plate, and he looks more zombie-like, which is make it much more hilarious and not sinister. Now, for lots of reasons, Hobgoblin and Spider-Man are at odds with each other. First, they fight each other. Secondly, when they are not on with their mask, not in their costume, Henry actually had problem with Peter lots of times. For you see, Peter was actually adored by Henry Osborn. Making matters worse, both of them were, let's say, wooing Mary Jane at the same time. So you can see my professional life ruined by Peter Parker. My family life, my father taken away by Peter Parker. Now my love might taken by Peter Parker. So do you see that? That are all the reasons for Hobgoblin to be Spider-Man's arch enemy and wanted to kill him for more than 1,000 reasons. Which is also a disappointment for this game because as you can see, this is the sequence. The last enemy they are fighting is Dr. Octopus, who technically has eventually no reason to hate Spider-Man besides let's ruin his day, who is a criminal day and can be, let's say, done by any other superheroes in Marvels. Henry actually have the reason to hate Spidey for lots of reasons, and to have Dr. Octopus as the last opponent is kind of a drag and kind of a miss. Furthermore, while playing this game, I have no idea what Dr. Octopus is doing. His tentacles are waving, attacking at me, and all I need to do is crowd punch him. As if this was an odd version of this Deadpool giving hot shots to everyone. There, all of them defeated, and Spidey in a very bad pose as he was Deadpool. Now, for you younger audience or let's say non-comic book readers, let me point it out and let me let you know. Actually, Spider-Man and Deadpool, they share a lot of characteristics. The only difference is Spider-Man is more child-friendly, while Deadpool isn't. Now, we should look into other Marvel games and hope they'll turn out for the better. See you next time.